CW double S.
Okay, welcome to CWSS. This is like the sixth episode of the season. And I just want to say thank you for the love of the last episode. That was really good. And there's a special surprise. This episode is actually sponsored by Harja. And you'll hear more about it later in the episode. But without further ado, my friend Abby, you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Hey guys, I'm Abhinav. I'm 25 years old. I'm from India. I came to Belgium 6-7 years ago, and right now I do as my hobby and passion. I perform stand-up comedy. So
that's actually the same. Like you got me on stage one time.
That's true. That's true. You were like, I should maybe go. You were like kind of waddling in and out. Yeah. I just went to the organizer, like, William, let him go.
like I remember that night because I was just like, if I don't do this now, then when am I gonna do it? You know?
Yeah.
It was kind of that sense, and you kind of, you're the one who pushed me from the back, like
ahead, you know. I was like, go ahead, man, lose your stand-up virginity.
Exactly,
it's coming at some point.
It really was, and I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Actually, I forget how we met. Like that's my main. A lot of people ask me how. I'm chilling with Vanessa. Like, how did you meet Vanessa? And I'm like, through Abby. Like, how did you meet Abby? And I'm like, how did I meet Abby? So how did we meet?
It's an interesting question because, like, many times people, their answer to their question is, how did you meet someone in my friend group? They're like, oh yeah, through Abby. But then how did you meet Abby? They're like, oh shit.
Like, that's when things started. Do you know or no?
Wait.
I'm an obscure one because our friendship's very weird.
Oh yes, I perfectly remember. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I studied with Steven. In UCLL.
Oh yeah.
And he had once his like birthday party in Leuven, and invited me, and I came to Adumak, and I met you there, and already I could see
gosh, yes.
Interesting guy, cracking jokes and stuff, and we were like, okay, like that was really like our first introduction.
How did I not remember that?
Yeah, shout out to Steven for living.
Yeah. Damn, that was a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
And our friendship's really weird. We I think we've been friends for about 5-ish years, 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
And
time is relative.
Very much. But like, it took us. I think we stopped talking for like a year, and it wasn't because bad blood. It's just we had nothing. We had nothing in common. We had nothing to talk about, and our lives were both going in different directions. And I don't know what brought us back together. And it's like after that, you are really what kept the friendship, because like I was so busy with work and I was so busy with everything I was doing. He would always ask me like, "Oh, you free today? Or can you come next week? Or I'm doing this." And I'm like, "Man, he's always reaching out." I'm like, it just felt nice. I was like, I gotta come. And then we met up. So like, I don't know how many times after that. Like, I guess like 7-ish times. And then you stand up, and I mean, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
You really are doing.
Yeah, thanks, man. I don't really keep count or anything.
No, I do. I do. I think it's to me it's important. What you did is what I aspire to do with other friends and hopefully other people I meet in my life. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I did that mainly for my mom. Like I would write down like 7 hugs today, 5 I love yous, because like she loves me, sure, but like how much, And then I would show that to my dad, like, Dad, my mom hugged me 7 times today, so like, are you competing even for the best parent? And my dad just says, and that's his love language. And he buys me some food I like.
Food's the way to the heart, if we're honest. Through my belly, you can get to my heart.
Through the belly, through the heart, to the soul, man. God damn.
Yeah.
That's why they call it soul food.
Hey. You learn a thing or two. But okay, back to the podcast. So the podcast is called Self-Sabotager, or Conversations with the Self-Sabotager, myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you as a guest, meaning you are also one to do this to yourself. So I'm going to ask you what I asked all my guests. What is self-sabotaging to you, and what do you do to self-sabotage yourself? If you have.
Yeah, I have definitely dabbled in this in the art of self-sabotaging in the past. So for me, self-sabotaging, I consider it that you like reject or you take the chance away from yourself when before you really like apply or do something with it. So this can be like in many ways. For example, if you think there's like a really pretty girl, you want to talk to her, and already in your mind you reject her, you reject like, nah, no way she would talk to me or something like this. You have not, it's like, it's really true, like you miss 100% of the shot that you do not take. And in that moment, you have already disqualified yourself for some arbitrary reason. And time has passed, and that's it. Like that chance didn't come again.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree.
So you really do be your own worst enemy sometimes. I think in cases like this.
Shit, no, I relate completely with that. Not just with the ladies.
Yeah.
Also, like, opportunity. Like that's why when you got me on this on stand up, I was just like, this is an opportunity. If I don't take it now, when will I even have the chance? You know?
Yeah.
But of course, like you said earlier, off camera, that the scene in Leuven and even in Belgium in general is boosting up stand-up comedy, and that's great for you, of course.
Yeah.
And hopefully it can transition into actual like monetary gain.
Yeah.
And potentially like just no longer having to, I guess, do what you don't like, but actually just stick to what you love, you know?
Right. I mean, it's just in general great for the culture to catch up. If you look at places like Paris, Berlin, they already have a very active English comedy scene for a while now. And it's Belgium that's been catching up in the last, let's say, couple of years. And it's great because this is a form that you cannot just go out there and just start saying stuff. You need an audience. You need actually people to be like, okay, today evening, I'm actually going to look at some loser tell me some jokes.
Yeah. Right? Like I'm leaving my house to do this.
Yeah. Like I'm going to feel better about myself when I see this loser telling jokes. Because, so whatever reason, like you feel to come out and see us perform. It just has to be something that is also getting more accepted. And of course, like we have right now with the online media, like thousands of videos. You have Reels, Instagram, everywhere you can find them. But like, I really don't think there's anything like being there in a live show because the atmosphere, like you can feel the tension when a comic is telling like a very messed up story. And you're like, where is he going with this? Yeah. Or is he just like a horrible person? Like, there's this like point of no return where like if you don't save yourself,
you're like no one likes you anymore.
Yeah. You're talking about some like, I pushed the orphan down the stairs because, and like people are waiting like, okay, benefit of doubt, and then you don't come up with anything. They're like, that's not funny. You're just
cruel.
You're just horrible. Hello, police.
No, I totally get that. Yeah. Okay, now transitioning off of that to
the self-sabotaging.
Basically, would you, as someone that does stand up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cater all the questions that I'm going to ask you towards that. Because I feel like I've never had anyone that has done stand up on this show. And also I feel like I want to take advantage of you being who you are.
Yeah.
You're very open to different scenarios.
Yeah.
So, after having done it for so long, right, what are the self-sabotaging tendencies you still have? Like, do you have any, what's it called? Imposter syndrome, like you're on stage and they're like, the greatest, the best, and it's like, I'm not that guy. Or do you ever have like self-doubt? Like, yesterday I did amazing. Today I'm gonna do trash. Or the jokes might not be the,
Right.
Do you ever have
definitely, like, before I tell you about like there's these inclinations and habits, I will tell you like how the very first time I started, I saw somebody do it in like there was only Dutch comedy in Leuven. Wow. Then I saw a guy do it in English. I'm like, maybe I can do it. I bring it up with some friends. They're like, you can do it. I go to the place and I was out. I couldn't do it. I went back home.
Wait, like you went to the place and they knew you were gonna, like you wrote your name or something?
I told him I will perform and everything, and then I was like, this is too much pressure. I cannot be on stage saying jokes. And then I was like, okay, you know what? When I was young, I used to sing like songs and stuff with my mom, and I like singing. So let me start by singing some songs first. So I went for that. I was like, let me sing Yellow by Coldplay. I'm like, hey guys, I'm here to sing Yellow by Coldplay. And like 2 seconds later, my voice cracks and I fail to hit a note. And I freeze on stage and I feel like, oh my God, I hope the ground opens up, swallows me alive because I don't want to be here. I'm so embarrassed and everything. And then after that, it took me like a couple of months to get over this, because I'm like, it's not just okay, the thing is, random strangers that I've never met and they see me failing, they will not even recall or remember it. But I'm the guy who calls my friends. I invite my friends over. So I felt really pressured. Like, I'm like, oh my God, my friends are going to see me and their whole perception and everything. Like, I was overthinking all this stuff. And thank goodness, like the very first stand-up I did, they were kind enough to be like, yeah, here's your free drink tokens, you know? So I was like, can I have it before the act? So I did that. I had some liquid courage. The liquid courage. And after that first time I did, I'm like, oh my God. I made people laugh, and the adrenaline at the end, I was like, okay, I want to go. I want to do something else. So I started in, let's say, 2019, kind of. And since then, quite a rocky road. There's even times where I'm like,
cut before the show's over, or
no, after I had a show which was literally like no laughs, just like crickets chirping, probably tumbleweeds rolling, that kind of vibe. And I was like, maybe it's not for me. You know, maybe I got lucky, you know.
Right.
It was like, so then like that imposter syndrome and stuff was like in there a bit. Yeah, it was like peaking. And I kept trying again and again. And then over time, like, of course, with the encouragement of friends as well, I'm very grateful for that. Then now I have this kind of self-belief that if I invite you to my show, I'm not guaranteeing that everything I say will be funny, but 50% I know I will entertain you because I finally, after years, believe in my own talent.
Nice, man. That's huge. That's actually big, man.
Yeah, thank you. And still, after the whole comedy scene developing as well, that actually just made me like more competitive, because honestly, man, there are so many comics out there that I've seen in Brussels, in like Mechelen, Leuven.
Yeah, you've started traveling now. Before you was only in Leuven. Now you started going around.
Yeah, like a month ago, I did more shows in a month than I did in a year. So
wow, nice.
The grind was on. The whole scene was popping. Everything together. And when I saw like some of these more seasoned or also like new comics coming and killing, destroying, I was just like, okay, properly humbled. I'm like, I am just starting. I have so much to learn. But at the same time, like deep inside, I'm like, I want to compete. I want to.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
No, because, honestly, like genuinely, I remember the first time I saw you go live. I was like, my eyes kind of like glimmered, you know? It's like, how would you say? You know when someone's on a boat fishing for clams and they never find clams, and the day they're going home, they look inside their thing and they finally see like a clam, open it and pearl inside. And that's what I saw when you were on stage. I was like, what? Like, because like, I've seen you every day of the week. I've seen you. But that was the first time I really felt like I saw you. You were there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I didn't know you could shine like this. I don't know. Someone could do something so much that it's them, that their body is there. Like, so,
man,
to me, it wasn't even the jokes that I was laughing at. I was just laughing at the idea. Like, this whole time he's had this. And he's just been like keeping it to it to himself, you know?
That's great, man. Like, some people, they laugh at the idea that this guy thinks he's funny. Really? This guy? I'm like, hey, like, I take laughter, no form. Like, I'm how to say, I accept all kinds of laughter. So whatever. But no, thank you. That's really nice and sweet of you to say. Like that presence, I think it is very important, because like it's one thing to write your material and have like good jokes and everything structured, but people have to be paying attention to you. People have to give a shit about what you're saying. And for that, you need to have a bit of like, hey guys, I'm here to like a bit of self-expression, bit of whatever nonsense garbage I wrote, but I'm here to genuinely tell it to you. So that as well, I think I developed over time. I had this horrible tendency when I started off that I would smile a lot, like when I get super nervous. So I would say like a joke and it didn't work, and I would just go like this.
I see.
It's not the kind of smile you really want to see, you know? It's not like, hey, nice to see you, man. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. It's not that smile. It's like, it's like, oh, I hope the next one hits. Oh my god.
I get that.
And that smile, it was like, so of course a part of your improving yourself, like in a certain set you're performing, is watching your own recording.
Yeah.
And when I saw this in the recording, I was like, this is a new level of cringe. Like I have ascended, you know? Like, you know how in Breaking Bad, Walter White is developing like 99% pure. This was 99.9 pure cringe.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I was like, God, like shit. Like
I guess I noticed the smile, but it never really like fazed me. I was just like, oh, it's like that was a mental note to you. Yeah. Like, okay, that one didn't work. It wasn't like, oh, you guys are so useless. Like, you're like, okay, that didn't work. I'm just so you the smile.
Yeah. Well, there's two smiles, because I've watched my own videos. I'm a bit self-aware and self-critical of myself, of course. So that big toothy grin smile, that's me like being insecure about the joke and like, oh my god, like everybody hates me now, that voice in my head. And the other smile is like when I say something and it's like the first time or something, I'm trying it out and it works, I can't help but be like, I got you.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Something
I was just so overjoyed. I'm like, oh, this worked. And then I try not to like
go too much.
Show too much, because I'm like, I have to go for the next one. I have to move on. But when I get a good audience reaction, like a round of applause or people laughing, I'm like, I'm like, thanks.
No, it's really great, man. It's really great. And like now your name's even getting more known in the scene, especially in Leuven. Like I feel like, you know, you're no longer just it might be like stereotypical or racist maybe, but you're no longer just, oh, it's the Indian guy. You know, it's like, oh, it's Abby. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. Like that's really nice to see. I don't know if that motivates you.
No, I think it's great, because at first it was very confusing, because people are like, oh, you're the Indian guy, and I'm like, which one? There are so many of us.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
and even I remember one time, this would have blown my mind. There's another Indian stand-up comedian. I was like, wait, and then you said that someone posted you thinking it was them. No, posted them thinking it was you.
Yeah, they tagged me.
They tagged, like, can you imagine? Like, you're at a stand-up filming Abby, well, who you think is Abby, and you tag Abby, oh, you were so great, and it's not him. That's crazy.
Hey man,
happens, I guess.
Happens is my brother, and honestly, we carried on the joke. Like we tagged a bunch of like other Indian friends of ours. Like one of my friends, Aditya, just came back to Belgium after a while, so I just tagged him. Hey, welcome back. Good to see you back in Belgium and on stage. Like amazing.
Good job.
Nice. It's all in fun and games. Honestly, the guy who did it also like ex-roommate of mine, so we are just playing around with each other. But couple weeks ago or something, they had this fair in Leuven, like with the rides and everything.
Out there.
Yeah, and I was just coming off that, and people were like, "You're that guy." I'm like, "What the fuck? Who are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, you do stand up, right?"
No way.
Like this random family. I'm like, alsjeblieft smakelijk. I was so happy that they actually remembered.
They remembered the alsjeblieft smakelijk.
They remembered the joke, and I was like, yes.
Oh my god, that would bring a tear to my eye. That is amazing.
And they're just like, when is your next show and this and that? So I was like, okay.
Sunday.
Yeah, I told them this Sunday.
Yeah, actually this Sunday.
I don't know when this is going out.
I'm posting it tonight because I have to post it before next week.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, this Sunday at Audemac, the Café Manger, like next to Café Manger, this new cafe, like 8:30 onwards.
That was a new one.
Yeah. This new grand opening of this place. Leuven finally has a scene. But yeah, anyway, that when it happened on that day, I was like, I called like Pitbull, and I told him like, this is what it feels like to be Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
He been there, done that. Right?
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I love Pitbull. Okay, no, moving on to the second question, because I just love talking to this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked you how you self-sabotage when they actually went away. That still blows my mind.
Yeah.
But it's totally understandable. If you were able to talk to beginner Abhinav, stand-up comedian, even beginner Abhinav singing on stage, is there anything you would tell him to change that you've learned today, or everything was meant to happen?
Yeah, I would say two things. One is don't do it, and I would say invest in Bitcoin. It's gonna go huge later.
Invest in Bitcoin.
Invest in Bitcoin, pay your bills, bro. Like, it's a great hobby. No, honestly, I would tell him that, one bad performance is just a natural part of the process.
Yeah.
And you have to actually look at it in a positive lens. The fact that you had this performance suck, so you know that these jokes are not working.
Yeah.
And then you can try and figure out, okay, now you have two options. I still like this joke. I want to make it work. How am I going to do it? Or I'm going to go in a completely opposite direction because this got such a bad reception.
Yeah.
Surely by doing something that's not this and quite the opposite of this, that might give you a positive response. And this I learned very late, and I tried this once, like after a bad show, I tried a very opposite, and it worked. It really worked. I had a banger show after a really shitty one.
Yeah.
So I would just tell younger Abhinav to just remember that stage time is the most precious thing. Like, any time you get, just take it, and don't worry. Don't be afraid to bomb. It's gonna happen.
Don't be afraid to listen. I didn't bomb my first time.
Yeah.
But I also didn't get the laughs I thought I was gonna get. So don't be afraid to bomb. The reaction or the reception of the people, I'm assuming from my point of view, isn't your material, right? Like, what you're saying has substance and it could be very funny. But like you said, if it didn't work, try and find a different way to deliver it. Because it's fun. Like, if it made you laugh, there's a reason it made you laugh.
Yeah. It can be many things, like the way you said it, the delivery, the pauses, the timing. But I just gotta say, never be afraid of bombing unless you're a terrorist. Then please don't do it.
Don't do
Disclaimer,
that.
don't do that. Come on, bro.
Just don't do that.
Don't kill our vibe, man.
Please, man. Let me kill us or the vibe.
Just kill us with laughter out there, not with
Who's the guy with the
Ahmed the dead terrorist?
Yeah. Be that guy.
Yeah, be that guy. All right.
Okay. Moving on to the last question, and then we can get to the whole sponsorship. So I'm glad that you really shared that with us. Also, I'm glad that you're opening up like this. I don't know if you're used to talking about yourself like this, but
I mean, only to myself in the mirror, but for the first time to the camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Nice. I hope you're real, man.
I'm here.
Okay. I stopped taking my pills a while ago, so sometimes.
So you've been hallucinating?
Yeah. I'm like, oh yes, it's a Saturday, it's nice weather, I'm doing a podcast.
But it's raining.
Yeah. In reality, it's raining. I forgot my umbrella. I'm like, whatever helps me sleep,
I mean, I don't get you. I get you. It's very, very understandable mindset to have.
Yeah, in one scenario, I'm talking about potential self-sabotages in the past, and the other one, I have mastered self-sabotage to the extent that I am sitting in the rain without without an umbrella and actually imagining this.
I got it, this guy. Okay. My question was, if you were to talk to a upcoming stand-up comedian,
yeah,
someone who's scared to get on stage. Honestly, he's talking to me. Like I'm the guy.
Okay.
But, so if you talk to someone that you don't know their potential.
Yeah.
But they're just like they saw you, like you saw that other person speaking English.
Yeah.
They saw you on stage.
Yeah.
They're like, I can do that.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest self-sabotage that you can have?
Yeah.
And how can you work against that before getting on stage?
I would say again, don't do it.
Don't do it, yeah.
Because and invest in Bitcoin. But also, let me sabotage you before you sabotage yourself because, hey man, like, I don't need this competition. Like,
so don't get on here.
No.
Let me, okay.
Like, if you think you're funny, it's probably just in your head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Give them gaslighting.
Yeah. Like, just put on the clown makeup, speak to yourself in the mirror. No,
Learning dreams and life.
I would say, like, the thing is, you cannot possibly ever imagine your own potential because you are looking at yourself through the lens of your past experience plus who you are now. Nobody can tell you what the future holds, right?
That's true.
And just remember always that luck is always there. It's a massive, massive factor, but that doesn't mean we just sit in the passenger seat and let things go their way and hoping, oh my God, I hope I get, like, if your definition of luck is, I love to get struck by lightning, so I get this lightning tattoo on my back, like these cars, and you get struck. Like, no, you
have to be in the storm to get struck by lightning.
Exactly. So set yourself up to just show up and be there and luck, when it happens, it will happen. But for that, you have to be ready to capitalize when the moment comes.
I think I said that in one of the episodes of the first season. I said luck isn't random. It's I think it's opportunity plus your positioning. So let's say, like you said, if you want to get hit by a car, you can't get hit by a car on a 10-story building. You have to be on the street. Like, if you're not where luck can hit you, nothing's going to happen. And so he just said it. Proof.
I'll give you an example of what's an event that happened that normally wouldn't happen.
Okay.
This was back when there was not many spots for comedy. Yeah. And I crashed a spoken poetry night. It was a spoken poetry night about like very like deep serious topics. Things. Like colonization, feminism. And like I'm there with like my fart jokes, right? I'm like, I need my audience, right? I show up there. There's like the LGBTQ plus flag behind me, and the editor of The Voice International magazine. She happens to be in the crowd. She take a picture. She's later like does an interview of me that gets a magazine article, and from there. They asked me to come to the stoop to record a 1 hour interview about stand-up. And the result was that when this magazine is going around, like because the LGBTQ flag is in the background, they were like, oh yeah, the gay Indian comedian, right? And I'm like, I'm not even denying it because I'm like, at least you called me comedian. I don't care, like any publicity is good publicity.
Oh my God. That is, I think, like, that's a beautiful way to put it. Because I knew someone who, he was so anti-change that when he got, I think someone asked him like, would you mind if, I don't know, if your girlfriend kisses a girl or something like that? And like, no, ew, yuck. And the person that was asking him was someone that was interested in him. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm not saying, compromise who you are but it's like, if you had a different approach, like you had with, being called the gay Indian comedian, then maybe some things would have changed for him. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
you're not gay, by the way, right?
I'm just comedian.
Just comedian.
And sometimes Indian. When I feel like it. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, you're gonna say?
I was gonna just tell you this small like coincidence that happened. Okay, thinking of luck again. This is another example where it's just ironic that it happened. It's so in Leuven, I used to perform a bunch of times, and a bunch of musicians and stuff, they used to come there, and they would also perform on the open mic. And then cut to like long time later, I've invited to a show in Mechelen.
Yeah, so come to my house for spaghetti.
Yeah, so this guy who I've never met before in my life, he's like, would you like to come to my house for spaghetti before the comedy show? And I'm like, maybe he takes my kidney, but free spaghetti. I said, yes, I'm coming. Free spaghetti. I go there, I'm expecting like a bunch of other comics, because that's what I heard in the description.
Okay. I pull for the spaghetti.
Yeah, of course. I'm there, I pull up for the spaghetti, and it's just this guy, the organizer, and this other guy just with the Greenpeace t-shirt, this guy kind of hippie guy playing like the guitar and everything. I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't mind. Like, I will chill with anyone. Just give me free spaghetti.
Yeah.
So what is this going on? And the organizer just asked me a question like, hey, have you been doing for a while now stand up in Belgium? Does it ever happen to you that you got like heckled on stage, like something like some kind of racist heckle or something?
Oh, wow, hey, racist heckle. Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah. There was this one time, the guy in the front row just got up and said like, you can leave the country. If you don't like it, just leave the country, you know?
So wow, just like that, he just stood up?
Yeah. To be fair, I was making fun of Belgians. But also to be fair to the man, I don't think he had been to a comedy show before, that he didn't understand the concept of jokes. But the moment I said that, I looked to the other side, the guy playing the guitar, his facial expression changed, and I was like, it's you?
No way.
2 years later,
in Mechelen,
I am chilling with my heckler. I am like talking to this dude, and I'm like, yeah, I have a son and this. I'm encouraging him to like do more guitar performances. And our face, when we looked at each other, we knew what was up. And we went to the stage later. This guy, he's performing some Dutch songs, and he's like, one English song for my friend Abi in the audience.
Yo!
And I'm there like, oh, you feel guilty now, huh?
That is crazy. What a, like you said, a coincidence.
What are the odds? But that's the thing. Like, this as well for me now is just material again.
Yeah, it's big material.
So
that's like a reminiscing story.
Coming back to like that question you asked for any potential comic starting or anything, like, think of it this way, like anything, okay, it sucks right now, whatever is, if you're going to a bad situation, but a lot of comedy is just tragedy plus time and your unique perspective on it. So you can just think like, okay, it sucks now, like shit, I'm in the rain and imagining that I am having a podcast, right? But later, this can be used for material, and that is actually very comforting thought, because you know that you will get through this struggle, and then one day it can materialize itself into material.
Yeah.
So it's a, you can call it a cope or anything like this, but hey man, definitely helps me sleep at night.
Okay, as long as it helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, nice, thank you.
Nice. Okay, actually, we're gonna take this time, like 2 minutes, to talk about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Harja. It's a sponsor based in, I think, Saudi Arabia, and my friend actually, who's part of it, and it's basically a Hangout interface app that allows you to talk to your friends and meet your friends in easy ways. Abby, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Have you ever had, or what's the worst thing that happened when you try and create a meetup with your friends?
Man, first of all, there's like 500 dead groups that you created like ages ago. So you're first of all keeping track of who in what group. And then this happens all the time, and I swear, like, it's a group chat, and then two people are like, you know what? We are gonna have a very deep personal conversation now. You open the chat, I don't know, 100 plus notifications, and you have to scroll miles and miles to see what was the actual invite in the event. And by this time, everybody has lost track of what is happening, and nobody ends going out.
So anyway, that's the remedy right here with Arja, which is crazy, is that you can simply, from the interface, find easy ways to just contact your friends especially if they're on the app. But what's also great is if they're not on the app, you can just simply send them a link, which I'm going to send to you right now. And you have your phone on you?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm going to send you this link right now, and you'll be able to see normally, not even through, not even through the app. You don't even have to have the app. You can see the location, the time, and the place through Google Maps. I don't know if you saw it on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Already
you just got it? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So I'll screenshot it so I can show the audience. But basically, there it shows you that I want to go live in bowling, what time, the date, and locations on Google Maps. And you don't have to have the app on your phone, which is, I think, so much easier, especially if you have friends that you want to invite that I don't know of.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get them to like, hey, can you download this then?
Yeah.
Just send it to him and then they can download it when they arrive. So yeah.
Man, that's super easy for them.
It really is.
I do know some incredibly lazy friends who will not even take the effort to like download an app. And you do this, they have no excuse. They're like, okay, I'm coming.
Exactly.
And finally, you guys are bowling and bowling strikes before you know it.
Hey, perfect. No, thanks so much. And so yeah, I just want to say thank you to Harja. The link's going to be down in the description of the YouTube video and the Spotify. So don't forget to check it out. Everything I showed and talked about is going to be on the screen. So thank you very much. And back to the podcast. All right, perfect. So we're on to the last 3 questions.
Okay.
These are like simple. They're nothing to do with really self-sabotaging. It's more learning about you, okay? And so the first one is, can you recommend us a book to read? Second one is a movie or a series. And the third one is how you felt on the podcast.
Oh, okay. So
you can choose whatever orders you want. But
all right. A book, then a movie, and then
movie or series. Like
okay,
if you prefer.
And then my thoughts on the podcast. Yeah. All right. For the book, I will say Jurassic Park.
They have a book?
Yes, they have a book. So Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, and like it was.
Did you talk about like dinosaurs? I'm assuming, but.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, it's about dinosaurs, guys. Sorry, I have to change my recommendation. He ruined it. Like,
sorry, I'm sorry. Like, so at the end of the story, that's when they appear.
Yeah. So they take off the mask and it's like a dinosaur all along. And
wow.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What is it about? What is it like actually?
Well, they find a way to like take these genetics from the frogs and stuff, and like mosquitoes frozen in amber. And while reading the book, I was like, so mosquitoes aren't completely useless. Like, they can give us dinosaurs. And I just like the whole, there's a famous quote in the movie as well. Like, just because they could, they never stop to think if they should, right?
Damn.
Because it's basically them playing God.
Yeah, playing God.
God with nature, bringing back these creatures that shouldn't be here, and then releasing them back in this new ecosystem with like humans and everything. And I found that whole conflict interesting. And if I was in the lab, I would say every time yes, because I love dinosaurs. I want to see them. But the absolute carnage that happens too.
Of course.
Yes. So.
But like, my question is, so they create dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Right. I watched Jurassic Park 2, so I didn't really watch the first one.
Yeah.
So they create dinosaurs. Do they grow in 1 second? Like, how are they already old? Or is the movie and the book based on like the future?
Well, no, actually, it's based on like present. Like a lot of the science that they talk about is present in the real world, like genetic modification and cloning. They clone the sheep and everything.
Yeah.
So they take that and take it to the borders of science fiction a bit. And they even played with the ideas of literally having like, eggs and dinosaurs just hatching from the eggs and all this. Like when they first arrive to the park, they are shown like this video of like the whole process, how they do everything with this animation and everything with Hammond, like the guy who's running the park. And oh my God, I love the movie and book both. It's
I've never heard anyone talk about Jurassic Park with so much love. So I believe you.
Yeah. Like when I was very young, I think it's the first book my grandpa got me, like a book of dinosaurs. Yeah. So I've always had a special place in my heart for them. But also this movie was great. It was great.
It was great, especially for its time. Still, it was amazing.
Oh my God! Like what's that actor's name, man? Why can't I remember?
Goldblum?
Yes. Yeah. Jeff Goldblum sitting like this. Yeah. My God. Iconic. Like that whole...
He's just too cool. He never cares. And in Jurassic Park, he's still like, should I care? Should I act like I care?
Yeah. So honestly, like, I saw the movie first, but it made me want to go and read the book. And I love it that much more. So
wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. And I have to ask, what's your favorite dinosaur?
What's my favorite dinosaur?
If you have one.
Yeah, probably the Velociraptor.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you know the scene with the clever girl.
Yeah.
And like, damn, they know how to open doors and shit. Oh my God, it's over. Like,
the right one is the Stegosaurus. It's the one in the back, right? Like spikes on the back.
Stegosaurus. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah. Stegosaurus,
the one. It's like a worm, turtle.
Yeah. It had the thing on its tail as well.
And the thing on its tail. Yeah. True. Oh my God, it just looks so cool. It looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, everything else looks kind of real, but that one just looks so fake to me.
Yeah, the Stegosaurus was paid actor. So.
Literally paid actor.
Paid actor, I swear.
Definitely not real.
Just one critique: Stegosaurus was not up to the mark, guys. If you're watching creators of Jurassic Park, do better.
Build up your game, man.
Yeah.
All right. Next movie. Well, you already gave us a movie, technically, unless you're...
No. So my movie is Jurassic.
Exactly. Double down.
No. The movie...
Or series, but unless you have both, that's also fine. It's just I like giving recommendations because it shows who you are, what you like.
Right. I will give you one, not movie, but series recommendation. Yeah, this, I truly believe, from what I saw in the year, was the best of the best. It's called...
Year?
I think last year or a year ago, but it's a show on HBO called Barry.
Oh, I've never heard of Barry.
So Barry is a story of, by the way, played by the excellent actor Bill Hader.
Okay,
he's great on SNL and all the impressions he does. But so it's this comedic actor transitioning into a serious role, and the concept is in the day he goes to drama school to try and learn to act, but at night he's a contract killer, like he's an assassin who gets missions. So he is somebody who is battling up with opening up his emotions, because when he came back from the war, he had like all this PTSD and all this trauma with his emotions opening up. And the only way he knew how to make a living in this world that he came back to was contract killing.
Of course, yeah. If you killing.
But he also found like he likes acting and going to drama school because he has this intensity, this lava volcano of emotions inside him. So the whole series is him trying to be an actor on stage, but using his emotions from his killings and everything slowly coming out. And then that balancing act of like, are people gonna find out what's gonna happen?
And that first episode must be good then.
Yeah, it's good throughout. I think ended on a great note as well. So started as a comedy, went somewhere else. So I consider it honestly like not just entertainment. This series is a pure work of art, honestly. Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Barry.
All
right, I'm putting everything on this.
All right.
So don't worry.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I've never heard of that. I don't know if you know... Is it Lasso? No.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yeah.
Ted Lasso is amazing. It's amazing.
And like, I know people that don't watch football.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I don't want to watch that. But I think it's not even about the football.
Yeah.
It's just a great show.
It is actually a great show in the way that it makes you feel good. Like, really, like the way.
It's been such a long time since I just watched something just to enjoy it. No?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to know the backstory. You need to know that Superman is, like watching TV.
Yeah, you need to know in Westeros, like the Lannisters and this.
Yeah, exactly. No,
this is and honestly, like it's a comedy. It's also hilarious, but honestly, I teared up at certain moments. It really gets you. It resonates with you.
The bubbliness that he has is just No, I want to watch Barry now. Is it on HBO? You said?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Yeah. HBO or or sometimes we're pirates. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I do pirating here and there. I'm, on the ships.
Yeah.
On the boats.
Yeah, on the boats. Like.
Yeah. Of course.
Have you heard of this video? Speaking of pirates, have you heard of this game? It's like Sea of something. Like they are.
Oh, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Nuts fit in your mouth.
Yes. How have I never heard that one? How have I never heard that one? That's a good one. That's a very, very good one, actually. I'm going to use that. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, and lastly, how you felt on the
podcast?
Have you ever been on a podcast?
Not.
We were interviewed for an hour. So.
I don't know if that's a podcast. That's more like a radio interview. Yeah. No, I would say definitely about this podcast. Best podcast. You heard it here. No, I like from the start I never felt like uncomfortable at all.
Yes.
Like I was able to truly speak openly and be myself, and that's a compliment mainly to you that you are able to carry on a natural conversation in such a way. Like any person, like including me who got recognized in Leuven and I called Pitbull Mr. Worldwide. I get camera conscious. Like I like the sound of my voice, the way I look. Like when I see it through the lens or things like this, it still is a bit of a cringe. But I didn't. I was not really thinking about anything else except our conversation. So you made me be present, and hey, man. Thanks for having me. So it's absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I've got a plan for next season where I want to kind of make it like more curated and less like broad. So like you're kind of the first episode I tested it out on. That's gonna go for a while. But I don't think they hear it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I tested it out on you because I wanted to focus on being a stand-up comedian, but also just focus on someone that has to create as a job, right? What they do. So I appreciate you being so open and willing to share. That's it from us. Where can they find you, actually? You have any shout-outs? You want to shout out your mom? Your grandpa for giving you Jurassic Park?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Velociraptor, my favorite dinosaur, if you're listening.
I'm going to put a sound effect over it.
Yeah, do that. If you're extinct, it's okay. You live forever in my heart because I love you so much. No, I give a shout-out to... myself for being a great comic, one of the greatest comics
do it.
You can follow me and my shenanigans, like the stupid ass stories I'll be posting on abhinow.kmr. So
of course I'll put it up.
You can put that in, and just you can see my updates about the latest show. And if you're in Belgium, please come, show up.
Every Sunday, right?
Almost come, show up. Tell me like, I heckled you 2 years ago. I'm here again. Like, throw tomatoes.
Give him free content, please. He needs it right now.
Yes.
You remember the competition he has? Come on, he has to.
Hell yeah! Like, come and traumatize me. Give me reasons to go through character development, and that's all I want. Like, yeah.
Okay.
And support comedy in general. Like it's a really fun sport, like art form. Like just go to wherever shows you find, and like these open mics are the most exciting things because you never know what you're gonna get. And just go for one of these and see what happens. Like it's a great experience.
Oh, that's a beautiful way to put it. That's a beautiful way to end it. Yeah. Thank you, man. This was really great. Thanks so much. All right. Peace.